Okay, let's jump right into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive, a really focused scientific explainer on a formula that has absolutely taken the skincare community by storm. I'm talking about the Rejuran Turnover Ampoule. We're going to bridge the gap between professional aesthetic dermatology and what you actually do at home. We'll look way past the marketing hype to break down the exact composition, the real benefits, the hidden risks, and ultimately find out if this thing actually delivers on its promise of cellular regeneration.
So let's just address the elephant in the room. The biggest, most bizarre question on everyone's mind. Why on earth would you put salmon DNA on your face? Seriously. Well, to get it, we actually have to look at Rejuran's origins in South Korea. They made their name with clinical in-office injectables, and now they've bottled that exact expertise into a topical serum at home. And it all revolves around this one highly talked about ingredient.
Section 1. The secret of salmon DNA. Because I promise you, this isn't just some crazy marketing gimmick. There's a very targeted scientific mechanism happening here that totally sets it apart from your standard drugstore anti-aging serums. So if you look at the box, the ingredient listed is hydrolyzed DNA, but specifically, it's a patented form called c-PDRN, and yes, it is extracted from salmon sperm DNA. Look, I know that sounds incredibly intense, but here's why it actually works. On a molecular level, this specific salmon DNA is extraordinarily biocompatible with human tissue. Basically, our own skin cells readily accept and use it instead of fighting it off as some foreign substance. It's actually genius.
Moving to Section 2, how c-PDRN technology actually works. Because, let's be real, slathering an active ingredient on the surface of your skin is completely useless if it can't get to where it needs to go.
Now look at this staggering number, 670. The brand claims their specific c-PDRN is refined down to a molecular size that is literally 670 times smaller than your average human pore. To put that into perspective, getting DNA molecules this deep normally requires the literal needles of a clinical injectable. But by shrinking the molecule size down this drastically, this ampoule achieves that super efficient penetration right into the epidermis, totally needle-free.
And once it gets in there, this really cool sequence kicks off. First, you get that deep epidermal penetration. Second, the PDRN acts as a tissue-regenerating agent. But the third step, that is the holy grail. It stimulates fibroblast activity. If you're wondering what that means, fibroblasts are basically your skin's natural collagen and elastin factories. This salmon DNA essentially acts like an alarm clock, waking those factories up. And that right there is exactly why users see real, tangible improvements in skin elasticity and firmness.
Okay, Section 3, the protective barrier and composition. Because advanced cellular regeneration doesn't mean a thing if your skin's outer shield is compromised, right? So let's look at the secret sauce of how this formula restores your skin barrier.
This is honestly where the formulation rivals those really high-end pharmacy-grade skin barrier treatments. High up on the ingredient list, we've got niacinamide. You know and love it. It actively increases ceramide synthesis to rebuild your barrier and fade hyperpigmentation. Plus, to calm down any potential irritation from all that active cellular turnover, they threw in Centella Asiatica and some really potent berry extracts. These are powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals and drastically reduce inflammation, all perfectly suspended in this beautiful hydrating matrix of butylene glycol and glycerine.
And when you actually apply that hydrating matrix, it creates this flexible, invisible film on the skin. It's got that slightly viscous texture you'd expect from a concentrated K-Beauty ampoule, but it absorbs so fast. The whole goal here is preventing TEWL, transepidermal water loss. Think of TEWL as like invisible hydration leaks happening in your skin all day long. This ampoule basically plugs those leaks, locking that active DNA right into your skin without leaving behind that heavy, greasy residue you sometimes get with those ultra-rich pharmacy creams.
All right, Section 4, hidden risks of essential oils. Because to give you a truly objective explainer, we have to talk about the drawbacks lurking a little lower down on that ingredient list.
So the main catch here is that they've included essential oils for fragrance. Now sure, these oils give you a really beautiful, luxurious sensory experience when you're massaging the ampoule in, but they do come with a chemical cost. The formula uses Pelargonium graveolens, which is just geranium flower oil, and that's a known volatile sensitizer. So if your skin barrier is already severely compromised, or if you're dealing with severe rosacea, these essential oils can actually trigger the exact inflammation you're trying to get rid of. Definitely something to keep in mind.
Which brings us to Section 5, our final verdict on who this actually suits. Let's take all of this, the cutting-edge DNA regeneration, the barrier support, and yeah, the risk of essential oils, and break down exactly who this product is meant for.
The Rejuran Turnover Ampoule is without a doubt an exceptionally elegant and scientifically fascinating option if you fall into the ideal candidate column.
If your goal is to target a loss of elasticity, fix persistent dullness, or smooth out minor textural irregularities, the combination of PDRN and niacinamide here will work absolute wonders for you. On the flip side, though, you should probably skip this specific formulation if you have highly reactive skin, severe rosacea, or a badly broken skin barrier, purely because of those volatile essential oils. It's just not worth the risk.
So before you rush out to introduce advanced clinical-grade technologies into your routine, taking an honest, hard look at your current skin health is absolutely crucial. If your barrier is largely intact and you weren't super sensitive to fragrance, this Salmon DNA technology could be a total game changer for your anti-aging strategy. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to one question. Is your skin barrier actually ready for cellular regeneration?